Trigonometry versus Pythagoras Theorem. The common mistake is you know the formula, but you're just not sure of when to use them. Let's find out the difference between them. So Pythagoras Theorem and Trigonometry. The formula for Pythag is a squared plus b squared is c squared, and for trig we use SOHCAHTOA. So they're both used only for right angled triangles. So here we got two of the same questions. One of them has two lengths and the other one doesn't. That's the main difference. Pythagoras theorem, you have two given lengths and you have to find the missing one. So if we don't, then we don't use Pythagoras theorem and we use trigonometry. This is the key difference. For Pythagoras theorem, you're given two lengths and one unknown. For trigonometry, you have more than one unknown, and it's also used to calculate an unknown angle. Easiest way to know is, can you use Pythag? If you can't, just use trig. Now let's have a go at some exam questions together. ABC is a right angled triangle. A to C is 7 centimeters. B to C is 24. Calculate the length of A to B. So they want us to find A to B, so let's write that as X. So we have two given lengths and one missing. That means we're going to use Pythagoras theorem. So let's label it with A, B and C. C is always the slanted bit, known as the hypotenuse. And let's put our numbers in. So A is 7, so it'll be 7 squared. B is 24, so it'll be 24 squared. And now we just have to work this out. So 7 squared is 49, 24 squared is 576, and the answer is 625. Remember, this is our C squared. So we still have to square root this to work out our C. So once we square root this in a calculator, the answer is 25. Let's have a go at another question. ABC is a right angle. Angle B is 90 degrees, which is this little corner here. Angle A is 36 degrees and A to B is 8.7 centimeters. Work out the length of B to C. Give your answer correct to three significant figures. So B to C, let's write this as X. Can we use Pythagoras theorem? So we need an A and a B to give us C, so two lengths. And we only have one length here and another one is X. So that means we do not have two given lengths. So that means we cannot use Pythagoras theorem. So we're going to use trigonometry. So first thing with trigonometry is we have to label our triangle with O, A and H. O is opposite the angle, the given angle, and not the 90-degree angle. H is the hypotenuse, which is always the slanted part of the triangle, and A is your last one, which stands for adjacent. Now that we labeled it correctly, we have to figure out which letter we're going to use. So which two letters have something next to it? The A has the 8.7, H doesn't have anything, but the O has the X. So that means we're going to use O and A. So which formula has the O and A? Sin, cos or tan? It's the tan, which has an O and an A. So this is what all the formulas look like. So it'll be sin angle O over H, cos angle A over H, and tan angle O over A. So let's substitute our numbers that we have. So our angle is going to be 36, and our X is our O, and A is 8.7. So we just substitute all our numbers in. Now what we have to do is solve for X. So we have to try and get X on its own. So what do we not want? We do not want this 8.7. So let's times this across to the other side. And our equation is now 8.7 times tan 36. If we put this straight into our calculator, we will get 6.32, which is rounded to three significant figures. Let's have a go at this one. So PQR is a triangle. Angle PQR is 90 degrees, which is this little square here. P to Q is 12.5. Q to R is 5 centimeters. Calculate the value of X. So here we need to calculate an angle. So that means we're not going to use Pythagoras theorem. We know we're going to use trigonometry. So we're going to use SOHCAHTOA. Let's label our triangle again with O for opposite the angle, H for hypotenuse, which is a slanted, and A. So again, which two letters have something next to it? So the O has the 5 and the A has the 12.5. So that means we're going to use these two. So the formula that uses both O and A is tan. So it's going to be tan angle is equal to O divided by A. Now we're going to substitute all the numbers into the equation. This time we don't have a given angle, our angle is x. So we just need to substitute that with x and the O with 5 and the A with 12.5. So let's put that into the formula. And this is what it looks like. Now we need to solve for x again, so we do not want the tan. So if we're going to take tan to the other side, the opposite of tan is actually known as tan inverse, which would be the same for sin and cos, tan inverse. So when we take it to the other side, this is what it would look like. X would be left with tan inverse, and we put the 5 over 12.5 in bracket. And once we put this in our calculator, correct to one decimal place, it's 21.8. And that's the difference between trigonometry and Pythagoras theorem. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and comment below of what topic I should cover next.